Welcome back to Trigger Time TV. I'm your host, Mike Lamb. In this next segment, we're going to be talking with Greg Lappin and Destin Mounts from Vata Group about strong shoulder, support shoulder, transition drills.
Hey guys, Greg and Destin here with Vata Group. We're at the Metro Firearms Training Center in Mobile, Alabama. Today we're going to talk about maximizing your usage of cover and concealment. If you find yourself in a firefight, in a gunfight, whatever it may be, you are going to get small. You are going to use whatever piece of cover or concealment you have available at that time. If you're moving up to a corner of a building, a piece of cover that's on your non-dominant side, you know, we get out on the range, we get all comfortable, and we expose ourselves, overexpose ourselves to get our hits on target because we're worried about those pretty little groups. But in the real world, that's not going to happen. We want to maximize that use of cover and switch to our non-dominant side in order to get our sights, our muzzle on target and still use that cover to the best availability possible. There's a couple methods to do it. We prefer one more than the other, and we're going to talk about that. And Destin's going to go ahead and talk about it and demonstrate it.
We're going to cover the two methods that we teach. Again, Greg covered that we prefer one, but hey, you know, everybody's built different. Your gear setup, your body type, your personal preference. So we're going to give you both. We advocate one a little bit more than the other, and we'll tell you the whys. You know, if you're out on the range training, sun shining, there's no rain, you know, we always want to practice, you know, best techniques. But a lot of times we get lazy, we get sloppy, and I might lean out around my cover and expose a little bit more because I want to get that nice pinpoint shot. But the realistic thing is when bullets are coming back at you, you're going to get small. You're going to get real small and get real tight. So now it's a bad time to learn. Say, man, I was in the range yesterday and I was drilling that piece of steel. And now I can't hit anything because you're exposing half your body. And that's what you want to do. So now train the right way and use the right techniques. First technique we're going to show you is basically the hand switch method. So if I have my rifle shouldered like this and I want to transition to my support shoulder because I'm coming up on the left side of a building, what I want to do first, which hand do I move? It's going to be hard to go here and switch. Now I'm really fighting the grip. Could I do it? Possibly. But it's much easier to take your fire control hand and drive it forward, grabbing that rail, and then grabbing my fire control mechanism with my support hand, driving the gun out, driving it back into my support shoulder. Again, using my support eye, or if I want to cant the weapon, I can still use my dominant eye for this. Now here's where gear setup's important. You know, you may have to adjust your sling. We're running the Armageddon 2-point adjustables with the elastic strap in the back, and these things really run. Yeah,
that bungee helps a lot, you know, and a lot of guys will try this technique and say, oh, I don't like it, it sucks, it doesn't work for me. And a lot of times it's poor gear selection. You know, how many times do we see guys fighting their gear rather than letting their gear fight for them and help them?
Also think about, you know, keep your shoulders clear. We run our radio mics and all that different stuff because we dominantly shoot with our strong side. Now, if I have a tourniquet, radio, you know, camelback straws, all that stuff, think about, is that going to be in my way if I do this bump method? So the next technique is going to be nothing more than the shoulder bump. So we've shown you the hand switch, now this is the shoulder bump. Nothing more, same corner of the building, left side. I'm approaching up, and as I see that it's a left side, all I have to do is drive the gun forward, lock it into my support shoulder, and lean over. Now this time it's much easier to use that support eye to get that target line. It's going to be very difficult to twist my head all the way around. Shot. Move. But now I'm doing all my reloads, all my trigger manipulation, safety selectors. You know, if you're not running the ambi safety, now everything's done on my fire control hand versus trying to relearn, you know, all this under stress, and now I got to do a reload. I'm like, oh man, fighting the gun. Everything's here. Reload malfunction. I'm coming right back into my workspace. Everything's on my belt and my kit set up for that.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is, like Destin said, reloads, malfunction drills. If you're doing immediate action, remedial action, now you still have your dominant primary hands on that weapon system. The other thing is, he's never relinquishing control of his fire control group. So if he's running point or the primary covering that threat area, at no point in time during the shoulder bump is he coming off that fire control group, that trigger, and he can press the shot at any time. You know, yesterday we were actually running a course and a guy wanted to try the hand transition, and guess what happened in the middle of it? He had a malfunction. Guess what he had to do? He had to switch his hands back over because he didn't know how to clear that malfunction with his support hands. We all want to be well-rounded shooters, well-rounded gunfighters. We want to be thinkers and shooters, but the fact of the matter is, how adept are you at doing all that rifle manipulation with your support hand? the shoulder bump, in our opinion, is a superior method.
It's about time to learn, which hand's going where, and now we're fighting this. The less moving parts under stress, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. Try it. Get out. Fix your gear. If your gear's not working for you, adjust your gear. I have to swim my arm out of my sling and just carry it around my neck. So that's something that you want to think about. If you have any questions, you need more information on training, come visit us at vatatrainingcenter.com.
Moving. Shot! Square! Move!
Loading.
Covering.
Trigger Time TV is brought to you by Raven Concealment System, Troy Industries, Troy Defense, Seekins Precision, Aries Gear, Dark Angel, MGM Taxi, Keltec, R-Bros, Pro Ears, Yeti, Midland, Wiley X, EOTech, Black Hill, Bushnell, Trigicon, Dawson Precision, WW Guns, and Up Armored Knives.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'd like to dedicate this episode to the men and women proudly serving overseas and here at home, and to the families that support them. Guys, our hats are off to you, and we humbly thank you for all you've done.